We're proud of the team, the way they fought. We talked about coming down here ready for 60 minutes in this kind of environment, this kind of a team. Obviously, it took more than 60 minutes. As we talk about with the way we work, whatever it takes, it's what we're going to work for. Make sure we come out victorious. Look, that was obviously a very good team today, a very well-coached team, a lot of talent. We knew they were going to be, a team that was going to keep on you for 60 minutes, that they could score at any time. We know their defense won top in the NFL, and obviously their kicking game, was ready for explosive plays at any point in time. So we knew all three phases had to come to play today, play good complementary football. I'm proud of the way the guys prepared throughout the week and obviously carried over and having opportunities to have success on the field. So that being said, I'll open up to any questions you guys have.
What does a win like that say about your team?
Look, we're just sticking to the process. I've been talking about this for the last, 3-4 weeks, whatever it's been now, and even going back to training camp. And, I know everyone wants to come in here right now and have a big emotional whatever. The reality is, we're going to go back. We're going to watch this tape. We're going to identify things we have to correct. It wasn't perfect today. We're going to look at things we're doing well. We'll continue to build forward. We can't ride this roller coaster, every week. For us, we've got to be able to look at the tape from the last few weeks and understand who we are as a team. And to get the results, we have to play a certain way. There's some things that came in the game today we were able to overcome. But we got to make sure we look at the tape and be very honest with ourselves in terms of what the Cowboys are looking at right now in terms of tape, what they're looking for a mismatch. So in terms of us as a team, I've told you guys for a long time, I gauge the guys based on how they come to work every week, how they respond in the meetings, how attentive they are. That's what I see from our guys. I see a lot of mental toughness right there. I see a lot of guys sticking together as a team. And obviously we come to work each week, and we're working to give ourselves a chance to have success.
Joe, it was kind of tough sliding for Saquon early on. How rewarding was it for him to obviously close that game out and you seem to come alive a little bit more in the second half?
Yeah, look, with this kind of defense, it's not going to just go ahead and burst open right away. I mean, this is one of the top run defenses in the league. So you don't go into this right here and just think like all of a sudden you got some magical play and it's going to just go ahead and seam right open. You got to stay to the run, committed to the run. And staying with the run doesn't mean you have to run it 50 times. But you got to stay consistent with your game plan of calling the things, give you a chance to have the runs and things that come off the runs. I thought Jason did a really nice job today of that. And then obviously, led into some plays for Saquon in space with some, catches, some screens, things of that nature. And then obviously with the run at the end of the game, it's a guy who's been plugging away, working hard, getting better every week. Our team's been improving every week, so I'm proud of the way it happens. And look, we don't care who gets the points. We don't care who makes the plays. It's just as long as it's a giant.
Can you speak, though, to maybe how happy that group is in there for him, because he's been kind of grinding?
Yeah, and I've said this before about Saquon. I think the thing with Saquon is, everybody's seen, how much he's worked, how hard he's worked, the adversity he's had to overcome. This wasn't a small injury that he's had to work and battle through. He's gone through a lot of things, and he's kept the team first in everything he's done. And they see that. There's a reason this guy was elected captain by his teammates to represent them with how he works, all right, and how he performs on the field. So, in terms of seeing him have success, again, it's collective success. It's everybody's win. So Saquon obviously punched the ball in there at the end to close it out. That's what we wanted. We wanted to get the ball back and have an opportunity to go ahead and just finish the game on out right there. And that's what we were able to do.
What did you think of Daniel's performance?
I'm going to watch the tape before I make any just broad stroke blanket statements. But, on the surface right now coming out, I thought he handled a lot of things very well. Obviously with the environment, I thought he did a good job preparing this week in terms of the communication. We made as tough on these guys as we could in practice. I thought that obviously carried over into the game. I think he did a really good job with the players throughout the week of working on that communication aspect of it, even away from the coaches in different meetings. So, he was able to go out there and make some big throws. Obviously hit the shot down to John, for the big play early on. But he was consistently able to find open receivers, and make good, accurate throws and the right decisions right there. So, again, I say all the time, he's a guy that you just see through the way he works and the performance that keeps on coming. You don't have to go out there and go ahead and force the game. You just got to go out there and make the plays that are in front of you.
You guys broke Kadarius out pretty well today a little bit. Can you speak to kind of what you saw, without looking at the film? But obviously he was.
I think that's just a result of him just being ready to play like he was, and being used to the offense, and obviously being in a situation when the ball came his way, he made plays. And look, he's a guy that we've known he's got talent. We know he's a very competitive guy. He's a guy that has the ability to make big plays. I think you're starting to see a lot of that, obviously, on the field in the games. We see a lot of it at practice on a regular basis. Not a surprise to us he makes those plays. This wasn't something we had to go ahead and diagram and gadget and specific. Just he was part of the offense. He's part of the offense every week. We're calling plays, and he's out there making them.
Coach, did the Saints do what you thought they would do as far as quarterback, bringing in, Taysom a couple different times? Obviously, you prepared for that, but was it what you thought it would be? And kind of give us a comment about Taysom Hill.
First off, that guy's a heck of a player. I mean, he's a big, strong man. He obviously poses a lot of issues in terms of how they use him. Running as a quarterback, as a receiver, as a runner, in the kicking game as a personal protector. You guys don't realize that when he's on that punt team, that truly makes it a defensive play. That's a whole different animal, having a guy out there who's an actual quarterback and also is an actual running back at the same time. So you've got to go ahead out there and play their punt team like it's an offensive play. Everyone wants to go ahead and diagram, double vice returns or max rushes, but you got a guy out there who can do what he does. You've got to address this game a little bit differently. So when you talk to your team about the punt team early in the week, the first thing you start with is, hey, look, it's fourth down defense. We got to get off the field. So we may have a returner back there, but it's a defensive play. These gunners on the outside, they're just receivers. You got Montgomery out there covering. Gray's very capable of catching the ball right there. They're not going to be hesitant to go ahead and call fake when they think they have something that's going to work on you, dialed up. They're very aggressive. Sean always does a very good job playing the game aggressively. We expected him to go for it in a lot of the fourth down situations throughout the game. We expected to see a healthy dose of number 7 in different positions, which we obviously saw. And the quarterback power that they run with him it's just a tough scheme to stop. It really is, because when the quarterback's running that, you really gain an extra blocker, okay? Because you don't have to have someone hand it off and get out of the way. You actually gain the extra blocker. It's a tough scheme. There's a reason this guy's closed out a lot of games. Whether you go back to the game last weekend, the 4-minute drive, this guy was able to run the ball consistently and make positive yards. You knew going in you're not going to go ahead and just shut this guy down and stone him. So you've got to go ahead and just keep playing each play. They're going to make plays. That's the way they are. But, we got to have a puncher's mentality of being able to get hit and swing back.
Joe, Jason Garrett was very aggressive throwing the ball down the field. What did you think of his game plan and how it was executed?
We talked throughout the week on the game plan of what it was going to be and how we wanted to go after these guys. Look, I think Jason did a really good job today of feeling the flow of the game and taking what was presented to us. And Daniel did a good job facilitating the offense. The receivers made plays for us down the field. I thought the offense line did a good job inside of giving them time to throw. And that was something really, we came into this game knowing how well they do on defense. You get in the third down defense, a heavy pressure defense. You got a guy like Cam Jordan sitting there on the right edge as we see it. That's a guy you got to account for. So, again, when you go into these games, you have to think about what does the other team have? How do you have to match up on them? So you start with the Saints defense in terms of, all right, the pass rush, then get after you up front with the inside movement, twist, talking about the third down dime packages, their outside edge with the pass rushers. That's something you've got to be able to handle. And then also, you've got backers that play very aggressive and sticky. And then you got the secondary, which those guys on the corners can match up and play man or match zone as much as you want to. And very experienced, very savvy safeties who at any point are looking to pounce and steal a ball. So when you go into a game like this, obviously we're always going to play everything aggressively. Okay, sometimes our aggressive may seem different to somebody else. For example, sometimes we may punt the ball and someone says, well, that's not being very aggressive. Whereas I look at it saying, I'm going to be aggressive with the coverage units and aggressive with the defense, going to make a stop. Sometimes you can go ahead and say, well, keeping the offense out there may be the most aggressive play. Sometimes that's just foolish.
Joe,
Two more.
I know you speak of not being hit too high, why not going back to the drawing board thing, but are you a believer in the psychology results and and what this could do to your psyche if your team to come here?
I'm a believer in the process. I'm a believer in not looking at the result and thinking that justifies what you do. I'm a believer in coming back to work every week and knowing what it takes to be successful and sticking to that plan and not abandoning it because maybe you didn't get the result. Sometimes you go back to the process and did we complete the process correctly to put us in position for results. Results are the most, deceiving thing in mankind. If you keep focused with what's away from you and forget about the steps you have to complete on the way there, you'll never get to where you really want to be.
Joe, was this a franchise quarterback performance by Daniel Jones today?
Look, I love Daniel. He had a heck of a game today. I'm going to look at everything right there. I'm not going to go ahead and start making, broad picture statements and headline type things. If you're asking if he's our quarterback, as I said consistently, Daniel Jones is our quarterback. However you want to label that and go forward with that, you guys can put that in the paper. But look, I'm very proud of how this guy came down here, prepared throughout the week, and the performance he had in the field today in that environment against that defense.
What I think he's kind of getting
Last one
is,
here.
did he kind of put you on his shoulders there? Did he kind of say, hey, I'm going to make sure that I could get these guys, you were struggling to score points, if he can get you points when you needed them the most?
Yeah, I think I saw that from Daniel as well as the offensive line, the receivers. I saw it from the tight end, saw it from the running back, saw it from all of our guys, Jordan. So in terms of, putting the game on our shoulders, obviously that guy touches the ball every play, right? So obviously, he's the guy who's got to be most consistent with performance because every play he does it. But in terms of, putting the game on our shoulders, there's 53 guys in that locker room that each one of them came into work on Wednesday and knew that it was going to take every single one of us to be successful down here. So I'd say the entire team put each other on their shoulders.
Were you asked about John Ross?
Oh, it's not. No.
So much for easing him in, huh?
And we ain't got time for that. Yeah. No, look, again, you guys ask about, can guys have a role or an impact as far as what it is. I always go back to it depends on how they prepare to learn the offense, be in position and make the plays, and then how they execute. And I'd say he obviously executed some key situations for us today, some big catches. I thought, look, the one he had for the touchdown, that's something we talk about all the time, talking about playing through possession, not just playing through the whistle. He obviously was down there. Is it a touchdown? Is it not? He didn't hesitate. He got on the ball right away. And what they ended up ruling that was a catch, a fumble, and an immediate recovery for the touchdown right there. So had he not played that situationally aware right there, it could have been a big turn the other way.
His speed translated, didn't it, from what you see on the practice?
Yeah, there's nothing hiding. This dude's fast. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Coach.
What were your emotions in that? Like, there's like 5-10 seconds there, like when Saquon goes in, when he scores.
My emotions? Well, the first thing, obviously, you get a rush of adrenaline. Obviously, you're happy, and then you sit out there like everybody else when you stand at midfield, and is it a touchdown, is it not? What I'm thinking at that moment right there is I got to get everybody back on the sideline, and we need to call the next play. And then once they finally tell me, hey, it's a touchdown, okay, good, we can go talk in the locker room and all that good stuff. But at that moment, I'm always thinking, have the next call ready. A lot of those situations right there, we're close on the sticks, and it may be, is it third, is it first? Sometimes they're slow to move the sticks. I'm always thinking, have your third down call ready. What's your first down call ready? We don't have time to waste here. Let's get them out of our mouths as fast as we can. So that's kind of where my mind translates in that point. And then when it's finally done, we walk back in the locker room, then all of a sudden, I can go ahead, we can go and hug and high five and all that junk. You know what I mean?
Danny, what were the emotions as Saquon crossed the plane and you guys were able to finally get a win?
Yeah, felt great. This team, everyone's been battling now and haven't gotten the results, obviously, and this one went down to the last minute. Took some extra time, so it was exciting.
Daniel, on that 3rd and short, when you guys huddle up before your pass to Kenny, was that a route you were looking at the entire time? Was there any thought to be there playing a little bit more conservative and going for a field goal, or was that the play all along?
Yeah, I think that was the thought. That was the thought there, and we wanted to take a shot, and that play has several options to it. So Kenny did a great job winning and getting open. Guys up front did a great job, and he made a heck of a play.
Yeah, you guys have obviously lost 2 games in a row going in here. Do you have any idea what this can do for you guys psychologically coming down here against a lot of odds and whatnot, and, as you move forward?
Hopefully we can build off of it, and that's the goal, is to use the momentum as we prepare for next week. So there's still things we're going to have to look to clean up and do better. So we'll focus on that, but use the momentum to carry us into next week.
Early this week, Saquon said something like, I think it was after the last game, he said somebody's just got to step up, someone's got to do something about this. Starting with your touchdown pass to him today when you guys are down 11, I think. As the quarterback, are you saying to yourself in that moment, like, now's the time? Like, I'm the quarterback, it's going to be me, it's going to be Saquon. Like, are you thinking that way at that moment of the game?
I don't think so. I think, obviously, at that point in the game, we've got to make a play and we've got to do it. But, I think it's the same mindset, trusting what we do as an offense, trusting the group, and taking what they give us. And they gave us an opportunity there, so it's about taking it. And, I think in those situations, it's about trusting it. It's about trusting what we do, staying true to that, and, knowing that someone's going to step up and make a play. So Saquon did a great job there.
What does it say about this offense that you were able to come here? This is a defense that's pretty good so far this year, put up 485 yards, and when you needed it most, really, you took the ball down the field and scored a touchdown.
I think it's we've shown glimpses of what we can be as an offense, throughout these first 4 games, and we were more consistent with it today. We made a few more plays and made the plays when they counted. So I think that's the capability of this offense. We've got to keep doing it. And like I said, it wasn't perfect. There's things we're going to have to do better and clean up. But, I think we have the potential to make a lot of plays, and we got to keep doing that.
We have time for 3 more.
You did not see, the false starts and the kinds of things that can really get people out of whack here in the noise. What was your sense of what your offensive line was able to do and how you were able to communicate with these guys today?
Yeah, those guys did a great job all game, communication, pre-snap, and then post-snap as well. They played huge all day against a really good defensive front. But I think it has a lot to do with our preparation this week, understanding what the environment was going to be, practicing in it, and having a plan for it. So I thought we did a good job with that. Coaches prepared us well for it, and those guys did a great job executing.
Is this allowed as you got out there in offense?
Probably, yeah.
Daniel, Saquon obviously is one of those through a lot. Can you just speak to your emotion and the emotion of the guys in that room for him to be the guy that scores this touchdown? Obviously, there's a lot more going into this game, but to end like that, and I think that would be the guy scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we're the guys who see him work day in and day out and see how much it means to him, I think everyone kind of shares that excitement and just happiness for him and no one that deserves it more, and just what he does, what he puts into it, how hard he works, and so happy to see that.
0-4 would have been a really tough spot for you guys to be in. How much is this sort of like a weight off the shoulders for you guys?
Yeah, it certainly is. We needed a win, and there was a high sense of urgency to do that. So we treated it. Looking at it this week, 1 week at a time, and focusing on what we were doing throughout the week, preparing, and then, obviously coming here on Sunday and playing our best. So, that was our focus this week to prepare to do that. And, we've got to continue to work, continue to sharpen things up, but definitely a big win.
What was your emotion when you crossed the goal line?
Excited. This team been through a lot. We've been through a lot of close games, and we haven't found a way to finish it. And that was just the motto. That's what we kept saying at halftime: stick together, keep leaning on them, and we're gonna find a way to win this game. And we were able to do that.
We lined up across from Lattimore on that touchdown. Were you thinking the ball was even coming to you there? What happened on that play?
We kind of ran that play earlier, and I saw that he was sitting on the out, and me and DJ had a conversation that it could be there. So I was just stood ready for it. DJ gave me a great ball, and when you get one-on-one safety, you got to make that guy miss, and I was able to do that and get into it.
How did you right to DJ after that? Was that because it just worked exactly the way you saw it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool when you could see things before it happening, and me and him were on the same page, and I kind of just went up to him and saying, "Great ball," and heck of a play.
How gratifying is this for you? I mean, to have that kind of ending feeling. It's been a while for you to kind of be in that spot.
Yeah, we haven't won a game yet this year. So for us to come out here and finish the game in a tough environment against a great defense and a great team and pull that out means a lot. And it's just a start. I feel like we've been in a lot of close games, and we just got to keep going to work every single day, and keep believing in each other, and get ready for next week.
What about you? You say that I know as a team, but like for you, you tore your knee last year. You came back and you're trying to get back to the level you were at, and to have that late in the game, the touchdown, and then the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, personally, it definitely helps with your confidence to be able to make some plays out there, especially late in the game. Got to be a little stronger on the one run, fumble the ball. That's not something that I usually do. But it feels good. It feels good to get the win. Definitely builds my confidence up. And like I keep saying every single week, I can feel my knee getting better and better, and getting used to it. So just got to keep trusting the process and keep going.
What kind of feeling
did you actually feel like you got better and better as the game went on? It seemed like, there was not a tremendous amount of success early, but you started breaking big plays late. That's not something maybe you think would happen to someone.
Yeah, you just got to keep leaning on them. Keep trusting it, keep trusting the calls, keep trusting the plays. They're a great defense. They have some studs over there. A great cornerback with Lattimore, Jordan, amazing over there. Malcolm, I'm going to play for him pretty much every year so far. And Davis, who, in my opinion, I think is one of the best linebackers in the league. So that they're going to come out, throw their punches, and we just had to stay on our feet, keep fighting, and make the plays when they come.
Saquon, was that fumble born out of you must have made 5 guys miss or something? Is that just the kind of play that you never find yourself in? And what was going through your mind when that ball squirts out there?
No, I don't know what happened, to be honest. I know I fell, got up, caught it. And was able to make some plays, and I don't think anyone hit me. Kind of just slipped out of my hand. And when I saw that ball hit the ground, I was just like, oh no, and I dove for the ball like this, and that ball can bounce anywhere. And let's just say I owe Kyle Rudolph a dinner or something like that.
Time for 2 more.
What did Daniel Jones show the world today?
He showed them what we've been doing. And hopefully y'all starting to see it too. This is, ever since the day he's been drafted, he's been criticized, and that guy does nothing but come in and work and get better and lead every single day. And he's a competitor, and he showed that he's a special player. We knew he's a special player, and we're gonna keep leaning on him and keep going every single day.
When you guys win the coin toss, what's the feeling in the offense and the huddle?
when we won the coin toss, we knew we were going to win the coin toss because we had tails and we missed on tails a couple of times. So we all were kind of with the mindset of head. I think you guys saw how passionate Jabrill got when he called heads. But once we got it, our mindset was we were going to win this game. That was the mindset that we had. And we knew we were going to win the game. We were going to find a way to get down there. And we had so many people make key plays during that drive. And, like I said, with Kyle recovering a fumble, KG getting it down there, just a little slant, John Ross in the beginning of the drive. We have a special group, and I say it every week. And it's not really easy to believe me after a loss. But I think that locker room starting to believe in each other and starting to see what we have, and we just got to keep going.
Kenny, going into the season, you were honest with us and said you felt like it might be rusty in the beginning. Do you feel like today kind of showed that what you're capable, what this offense is capable of, what you and Daniel are capable of together?
It really just fall back down to just repetition. I feel like going into this week, my legs felt like they're starting to get up under me a little bit better, and just trying to stack those days on top of each other. And it all goes back to me listening to my body. Listening to the coaches, listening to the training staff, and just being smart with it. This is my 5th year. I'm starting to learn my body, a little bit more, and I'm still learning.
Kenny, the pass right before Saquon's touchdown, it was kind of a play that had developed. Looked like Daniel bought some time. What were you seeing on that play? And was that designed for you to cut over across?
Which one?
The one right before. It was with the 20.
Definitely not the 6-yard.
Your last
yeah,
catch.
in overtime.
To be honest, we worked that play in practice, and it couldn't have been a better time for that play to be called. It was pretty much wide open. I ran a good route, and DJ put it on me. He threw the ball all over the place today.
Why were you able to have so much success getting the ball downfield today?
Say again?
Why were you able to have so much success getting the ball down?
It goes with the week leading up to the game. JG put some great stuff in, and we hit it in practice, and it just it showed in the game. If you look at it, all the receivers played some type of part and did their job. It's all about doing your 111, and I feel like everybody in the receiver room did a great job, helped DJ out, and he put it on us.
Some tough losses, obviously, early this season. And how big a weight off the shoulders is this for you guys to get that first one here?
Just the win period is hard to come by in this league. Even the games before these games, we're right there in it. We just had some self-inflicted wounds on those drives, in those recent games, and I feel like today we helped ourselves out a lot by making big plays and, getting the ball in the end zone when we had to.
Kenny, how fitting was it to Saquon crosses the line to give you guys this win here and just kind of?
It was huge, and to be honest, I was happy for him, happy for the whole team, but for really for him, coming off the injury last year. And he ran a go ball today and split, and he made plays. He had a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Happy for him.
Did he look like it almost seemed like he was a different player at the end of the game than he was at the beginning of the game? Like you saw the evolution of him in this game.
It's really about those dirty runs. He was probably, it probably didn't look like much was there, but 4 yards of carry right there on certain runs, and then, you're going to spring a big one. And then the way he runs, he's always falling forward.
Kenny, you've made clear you want the ball in the big spot. That 3rd and 7, I think, on the field goal drive to tie it late. Just how excited are you, or how glad are you that they're calling your number in that spot? And then how tough of a play is that to make?
To be honest, that's all I can really ask for. And then on top of that, when my number is called, I always said I want to be there to answer that bell to make that big play. To be honest, I didn't know I was going to break that tackle. I just knew I had to catch the ball and try to get us down there the best way I could. I was able to bounce off that tackle and just get us downfield. That's all I was worried about. And that time right there, I'm not thinking about just I'm not trying to do more than what I'm asked to do. It was a slant route. I made a guy miss, broke a tackle, and now we just got to push down the field.
You've spoken highly of Daniel since you came in here, but what is it like to see him actually do it in a game, lead you guys the way he did today?
This is my first year with him, and I always say in the offseason, I see the work, that he puts in. I see how great he wants to be. And today he went out there very competitive, and he had a day.
What did you learn about him now in this high-pressure spot to be able to go down there and do what he did?
It's not so much what I learned about him, what I knew he was capable of doing.
Last one, if there is one.
Kenny, you like when the the volume goes from 11 all the way down to 0 on that last touchdown?
Oh yeah. You know, the stadium was rocking, and you know, for us to get that win, not give their offense the ball back, for us to go down there overtime and score right away, you could hear a pin drop.
That must have felt good. You know, your whole family's here, and you're able to have your most productive game so far.
Yeah, it feels good to go out there and execute what the coaches game plan for. You know.
How much did you want to let that one go, throw? So the one that looked like you were ready to throw it. How much did you want to let that go?
The play was designed for me to throw it, but it wasn't there, so I had to just take what they gave me. But if they would have came up, I had to make a play. You know, it was do or die at that moment.
Kadarius, could you talk about the emotions when Saquon scores? Where were you? What did you see? And what did that feel like?
Oh yeah, when he scored, I was right there on the side of him. I was trying not to tackle him myself because it was it was really emotional like that, especially because you know you put in the work every day throughout the week with these guys, and you know what their capabilities is, and just going out there knowing that you execute on side of your brother, that's the best feeling you could probably have.
When you guys won the coin toss, did you know the game was over?
It was a moment kind of when when we won the coin toss, I kind of looked down the sideline, the whole offense, we were ready to go, and I knew at that moment that we just had to feed up our own energy, because at the end of the day, it's only us that's in the locker room that really kind of believe in us, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more of a team effort.
What did it mean to you guys that Saquon, after all he's been through, ended up scoring a winning touchdown today? How fitting was that?
That was the most exciting moment I feel like I done had, you know what I'm saying, so far, because it's like just to know his story, his journey and stuff, and just being there every day with him, talking to him. He always motivated me, like every pregame, like probably so much footage out there. He coming to me, hey, just be yourself today. You know what I'm saying? Just do this, just do that. Just, you know what I'm saying, be willing to put everything on the line to win the game, and that's what he did right there.
How big was that performance by Daniel with the way he played today, and in big spots when you needed it at the end?
Man, that was a great performance by Daniel. I don't feel like nobody in the locker room doubts him no matter what. Like, what if he having a bad game or a good game? You know what I'm saying? There's never no doubt there, because we know at the end of the day our faith is the strongest belief we'll have, you know.
We have time for two more.
Do you think you were able to finally show with some open space today, putting your foot in the ground, making moves, that, you know, this is what you're going to be all about here?
Yeah, I'm just executing game plan. You know, we work every day throughout the week to prepare for what the defense is going to give us, to take advantage of it, and that was just a product of the, of what they was given.
Right, but the game plan is for you to execute the plays, but then you got to make moves, you got to get open. You know, do you think, was this the most fun you've had since you've been a Giant, basically, making plays and moving around a little bit?
I would say, yeah, it was a lot of fun today, but I wouldn't say it was the most fun. It was a great team win today, but the most fun is every day in the locker room with those guys, talking to Coach Judge every day, him giving me pointers on what to do, you know what I'm saying, what not to do and stuff like that. That's the most joy I probably have, you know what I'm saying, just getting acclimated to the game, you know what I'm saying. I'm just a rookie. I'm just learning from everybody around me right now, so, you know, I'm just executing.
I know you downplay it, but how much did you look at it and say, hey, we don't have Sterling, we don't have Darius. They need me today. Like, I need to step up here.
Those guys always in my corner, no matter they playing or not playing, just motivated me to go out there and do what I do best. Like Shep, he always turned up when I make a play or do something crazy. Like, he right down side of me, he be the first one to celebrate with me and stuff like that. And Slay always on me. Like, we be jaw jacking, talking stuff back and back, cause you know what I'm saying, from college. But it was a great experience. Ain't gonna cap.
Jabrill, there's debate over what you actually said when it came up heads. Would you like to repeat what you said?
The adrenaline don't wear off, but, I said boom. Then I said we want that, MFer, man.
Did you know you guys were going to win that game when that coin came up?
Yeah, I had a feeling, especially the way the flow of the game was going. They had a chance to put us away, but we came up with some huge stops. Offense started making plays, got the ball rolling, and I'm like, we got to win this coin toss. You know what I mean? Tails didn't work for us earlier. It hasn't been working for me at all this year. So I wanted to go heads. Coach wanted to go heads. Saquon wanted to go heads. And when it was heads, man, I just had this feeling like, yeah, we're gonna finish this thing off.
Especially after you got hurt, what does it mean that Joe sent you out for that toss?
Oh, I think I was walking out there already, Yeah,
no one sent you.
Nah, but then once he saw me walking, he called me over there. But, meant a lot. Helped me stay in tune. I was in tune already, but I had all this pent up energy. I wanted to feel like I'm doing something. You know what I mean?
What happened to you? What happened to you?
What did it mean?
Jabrill, what happened to you with the injury? When did it occur?
Probably about 3 plays before I gave up the touchdown.
You were trying to play through it.
Yeah, because I hadn't played that whole series, so I like being on the field. So but it probably wasn't one of my best decisions.
What does it mean for you guys, the Saquons that are in this game in the end?
It means a lot. We see the way he worked hard every day in practice. And it's not hard playing in New York. And it's hard playing in New York, with all the, outside noise and everything. So I was happy he could finally get, the ball going, start to get back to his, former self.
Jabrill,
Last one.
How bad is it?
We don't know yet. MRI in the morning.
Do you have a sense?
It's going to be hard as hell to keep me off the field next week in Dallas. So, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Jabrill,
Thanks,
any
Jabrill.
comments about Taysom Hill and kind of playing against a team that's got 2 quarterbacks and brings them in?
He definitely brings a different dynamic. He's a big, strong dude. I think he's faster than what most people give him credit for. He can throw it like a quarterback, and he can, catch passes out the backfield. So.